Alright, before we get started, everyone take 10 seconds. Go down in the comment section and vent your frustration to the WWE about making John Cena once again your WWE champion. I know a lot of you are pissed off. I know most of you are just, losing your minds over it. It's okay. Just vent it down below and get it out your system. Because, guys, right now, I really don't care. I saw it coming. I predicted it. And I know why it's happening. It's happening because the WWE panicked. In a time where, their subscriber base for the network isn't doing so well. When, of course, the deal with USA and them losing all that stock money. The WWE, when they hit times like this, they always revert back to safe mode, which is give the belt to John Cena because he's the bread maker. He draws all the people and all that kind of stuff. But that's how it is. That's WWE for you. And at this point in time, I've ranted about it 10,000 times. I really don't feel like ranting about it now. Okay? We're still stuck in this circle every single time. It's the circle of, Cena gets it and then he loses it. But eventually, it's going to go right back to him. And it's going to go right back to him. And it's going to go right back to him. And it's going to go right back to him. And it's a circle that's going to keep going until he leaves. I don't like it. I hate it. Except the fact that he is going to pass up Ric Flair's championship reign. He will most likely leave, when he does retire, he will most likely leave a 20-time WWE champion. It's not right. I don't like it. It has nothing to do with Cena the guy. The guy behind the character. John Cena, the man himself. John Felix Anthony Cena. Whatever. I've never met him. I have no issues with him. But the TV character, you all know I don't like. And the only reason why I am willing to put up with this title reign, although I don't want to, but I'm going to tolerate it because I am hoping that he drops it to Brock Lesnar. Just like everybody else out there. Anyone that tells you, you'll get a few people that'll tell you, oh my god, I love the fact that John Cena is champion because he's the greatest champion of all time. You get a few. But majority of the people you watch here on YouTube, you follow on Twitter, who talk about this, will tell you the only reason that they're going to tolerate John Cena being champion is because they believe he will lose to Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. Now, that doesn't excuse the 2 months that we had to deal with. With John Cena being champion. We haven't thought about that, did we? Because Lesnar isn't coming back until SummerSlam. That's not until August. We still got July to deal with Cena. So, if you can deal with the month of Cena being champion, go for it. I don't like that it's happening. I don't like the fact that once again, the WWE has to go back to the safe zone and not trust anybody new. Like, this is going to really help your case here. But whatever. They did it. Cena is a 15-time champion. LOL, Cena wins, whatever. And honestly, that's all I'm going to talk about when it comes to the main event. Because the main event match was very blasé. Honestly, it might be the worst Money in the Bank match I've seen. Yeah. I don't recall one other match that I thought was worse than this one. And it wasn't, terrible. It just wasn't all that eventful. Literally, it felt like an 8-man scramble match with ladders just so happened to be there. They barely used them. That's the thing. It's supposed to be a Money in the Bank match with ladders all around you, and we barely used them. We got 3 or 4 or 5 spots. We had Randy Orton, RKO, Cesaro off a ladder. That was nice. We had Bray Wyatt suplex Cena onto a ladder. There was this one spot where they built this ladder house where we had Cesaro and Sheamus on top, and then the ladders were tipped over, and then they were hanging from there. And I guess that was, I don't even know that was planned, but that was alright. And then, of course, you had the big spot where we had Cesaro and Sheamus fall from hanging from the titles, which is what we get every single, if not every single Money in the Bank match. We get that so many times that it's kind of like you're expecting it, you know. What else happened in the match? Everybody hit their finishers. The most over person was Roman Reigns, and Cena was the one that fans hated the most. I mean, you would think that in his own hometown, Cena would at least be loved and adored. No, Boston doesn't even like Cena. Cena's own hometown doesn't even like him. His character is so unrelatable that his own home city doesn't like him. Whatever. Every time Cena got attacked, Boston popped. It was kind of sad. I'm trying to think of what else to talk about when it comes to this match. I can't think of anything. I'll be generous and say it was at least 2 stars, faceless, but that's nothing to really brag about. I don't think it's really worth watching all that much. You wouldn't miss anything. All you need to know is that John Cena won, so there you go. Alright, so I guess that started from the main event. Let's work backwards. Before that, we had, I think it was Layla and Summer Rae with Fandango as the special guest referee. Layla won, and then Layla and Fandango kissed afterwards. Layla and Summer Rae were hot, at least. I liked their outfits, especially Layla's. Rough. But yeah, this match was there. I guess Fandango and Layla are back together, and they're kicking Summer Rae to the side. Or is this going to continue? Let's see what happens, but nothing special with that match. Brie Bella came back. Yay! And then Stephanie got her escorted out because Daniel Bryan was on the pre-show. And I'll get to that in a second. I'm working backwards because I started from the main event. So let's do something different. Let's work backwards. Big E versus Rusev. The crowd didn't even react to Rusev or Big E. I mean, I'll be fair and say the action was decent, but their effort goes unrecognized and unappreciated, honestly, because their characters just aren't gelling. I don't think this Rusev gimmick, this anti-American Russian gimmick is catching on very well. I think Lana is making it work when they talk about the President Putin, Vladimir Putin, and that's hilarious. Each time she brings him up, it's just like, oh my god, we're using the Russian president to get heat on somebody. How wrong is that? But yeah, other than that, Big E's character is just bland. They won't bring up his NXT persona, so he's just a black, muscular guy with untapped potential, which is just sad. This match didn't really gel together in terms of their characters. Action was decent, but overall, nothing you will remember in weeks, honestly. Alright, so Stardust and Goldust had a match against Rybaxel, and they won. That's about it. I mean, no real advancement was done. Well, I won't say that. There was more, I guess, fleshing out of the Stardust character. And I will say this. I respect the fact that Cody Rhodes is changing up his in-ring style to accommodate his new wrestling persona. That is something that a lot of wrestlers don't do, but I respect Cody Rhodes for doing that. That's actually pretty cool. Other than that, this was a basic match. Very standard, faceless tag team match. Well, should I say faceless? Because I'll be generous and give it 3 stars. I think it actually wasn't bad. It was just a very standard wrestling match. And I guess the reason why I feel like it wasn't really all that good was because it followed the awesomeness of the actual Money in the Bank match, which to me was, of course, if you didn't think it was going to do it, it was the show stealer. It was the best match on the card. The Money in the Bank ladder match involving, Dolph Ziggler, Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, Rob Van Dam. Bad News Barrett was taken out, unfortunately, and that's something I want to talk about really quickly. Why is it that every time that Bad News Barrett, Wade Barrett, gets something going, as soon as he gets hot, red hot, where people are saying, man, he's going to be a world champion, he gets injured. He gets hurt. Then he goes away. Then he has to start all the way back over again from the bottom when he comes back. That sucks. Hopefully that's not going to happen this time. Maybe his injury will keep him out for like a few weeks. But it's a shame that he ended up missing this ladder match, because as great as it was, I felt like it would have been better if Wade Barrett was in it. So hopefully he bounces back. But since Wade Barrett was taken out, it was, like I said, Rollins, Ambrose, RVD, Ziggler, and then Jack Swagger and Kofi Kingston. Now, as always, Kofi had his spot of the match, which was, him getting pushed down off the ladder, and then him landing on the ropes, coming down, and then launching himself to the outside to splash a group of people. That was nice. Of course, he didn't win, because that's Kofi Kingston's career. They always dust him off for special occasions like this, just to have him do crazy spots and make the match awesome, and then he goes back to jobbing. They will do this again for the Royal Rumble. So that's just Kofi Kingston's career. But yeah, he had his spot. Ziggler was the most over person in this match. They really wanted Ziggler to win here in Boston. And I don't blame them, because Jesus flipping Christ, can we please start treating Dolph Ziggler like a main event player, please? But that won't happen, because I don't know. This match was pretty much carried by Rollins and Ambrose, like I thought it was. And they had some awesome moments. There was a superplex off the top, which I felt like killed Dean Ambrose. By the way, I really like the storytelling of him apparently popping his shoulder out and then telling the referee, pop it back in. Then he, gets kicked out the match, so he comes back to wrestle some more. I would have liked to have seen him, use the turnbuckle to pop it back in, wait, I can fix it. Bam! Something like that. That would have been cool. But yeah, I like that stuff. And of course, you had Seth Rollins getting help from, of all people, Kane at the end of the match, which to me was, really, Kane? I mean, it served a purpose. It got heat on Seth Rollins, and it cost Ambrose the match, got him some sympathetic babyface momentum, so it worked in that aspect. But it did kind of take away from the match, honestly. So, yeah, Seth Rollins wins, which I believe was the best way to go. Because think about it, you broke Seth Rollins up from the Shield. What better way to establish that he made the right decision in his book than him becoming Mr. Money in the Bank and saying, I am going to be a future world champion. See, I made the right decision. Otherwise, there would be no point to him turning on the Shield. Do you get what I'm saying? So this made all the sense in the world. And the best part is, I see the WWE using the Money in the Bank briefcase to advance a feud between Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins. So ultimately, this match accomplished a lot of things. So definitely the best match on the card. If you had not seen this show, I really recommend this match. Seth Rollins walks out as your new Mr. Money in the Bank. And before then, we had Adam Rose versus Damien Sandow as Paul Revere. Oh my god, this match happened. Seriously. Adam Rose won, by the way, but seriously, can we just take Damien Sandow off TV? I really do feel like we are doing a disservice to the audience and to the talent, Damien Sandow, by having him do this gimmick. Why is he doing this? Where is this going to go? What payoff is this going to give him? Why do this? Seriously, other than to embarrass Damien Sandow, the guy, why do this? Why? I didn't like this match at all. Divas Championship match actually was a really good match. I'm happy that they gave him time. Paige and Naomi had a really good showing. And you know what? If they continue this, I wouldn't be mad at it. Cameron teased that she was going to get involved, but she didn't do anything, which I'm happy. I'm happy we let them wrestle. I'm happy we let it go to a clean victory with Paige winning and debuting an awesome finisher, by the way. It was like a cradle DDT, which I like. It was pretty freaking cool. So yeah, a really fun match. And my girl Naomi really showed out tonight. I was reading some tweets on Twitter, and I can see a lot of people were really impressed by Naomi's showing. And again, as much as I don't like the fact that WWE isn't giving Paige a strong character to work with, she is having great matches with these divas, and her being there is bringing a lot of focus and a lot of attention to these divas. So I'm happy, personally, that Paige is champion. Now, I just wish that she would get a character so this can be even more awesome. Just saying. Tag Team Championship, we had the Usos versus Luke Harper and Erick Rowan. In my personal opinion, a really good opener. It got the crowd into the show. It made both teams look really good. And the finish was done in a way where I don't personally feel like the Wyatt family looked weak. It took two splashes to beat the Wyatt family. Can't complain. Really good stuff. And also, I am so happy we got them a legitimate theme song, because that theme song on Raw this past week was terrible. Absolutely terrible. Dumb. But the Usos retain, and guys, you know what? I'm happy about that, because that lets me know that the Ascension is going to be the people to beat the Usos, which to me is perfectly fine. I want the Ascension to beat the Usos when they come up. That would be pretty cool. And then, of course, in the pre-show, we had the Daniel Bryan interview, which was awesome. By the way, it really does my heart good to know that despite what people are saying on the internet, oh no, Daniel Bryan won't be put in the championship scene when he comes back, I think the WWE doesn't care about him. He went out there, got a huge, great reaction from Boston. They still love Daniel Bryan. They still love this guy. He announced that there is still no clear return, but he will be back better than ever. And then Bo Dallas comes out. And then we have the awesomeness between Bo Dallas and Daniel Bryan. We had Bo Dallas coming out talking about his usual shtick. Bryan, it's okay. We all hit bad times. I mean, yours is pretty bad. And then he made the statement, that's gotta be such a pain in the neck. I was like, that was cold. And then, of course, Bryan got him back by saying, you're acting like a boner. A boner. A dick. You get the idea. That's gonna pretty much follow him throughout his career. Like, you sucked followed Kurt Angle. Boner, boner, boner. It's gonna follow Bo Dallas throughout his career. Not PG, but whatever. So after carefully calculating overall action, storytelling, chemistry, presentation, and my personal enjoyment, I am giving Money in the Bank 2014 an overall rating of faceless. Nothing special, nothing to remember, just a pay-per-view that's just there. Not something I would go back to rewatch, not something I would recommend. What really happened? We all knew Cena was going to win, and he won. No shock there. Seth Rollins won, which is, again, something we saw coming in a great match, but nothing about this pay-per-view really gives fans a reason to see it more than once. So, in my personal opinion, the faceless rating that I am giving it is well deserved. So tell me down below how you felt about this pay-per-view, your favorite match, and all that jazz. But thank you guys for watching. I will catch you guys tomorrow for Raw and all that jazz. Also, one more thing. Come close for this one. WWE, if you think we as fans are going to buy the fact that Triple H and Stephanie McMahon do not like the fact that Cena won the championship, you are making a terrible mistake, and you are insulting our intelligence. Because fans are not stupid. Cena is every bit as corporate, he's every bit as A+ material as Randy Orton and others that they prefer as champion over someone like a Daniel Bryan. So if you're going to try to get the fans to cheer for Cena by using Stephanie and Triple H, it's not going to work. As a matter of fact, Cena is so hated that he might actually get people to cheer on the Authority. I'm serious. I mean, again, Stephanie got fans to cheer on Vicky Guerrero. But I don't even think Cena is going to be able to get fans to cheer him on against Stephanie. I think fans might cheer Stephanie over Cena. You can't do this, WWE. You cannot truly make us believe that the Authority hates Cena as their champion. Really. Seriously.